Alright, so this is Dagath, fresh off our random Archimedia video. Figured we'd go do this one for a break from the Exalted, and see what the horse girl can do. So I'll pop up the time for the build if you want to just jump to that, up in the top right. But for now, we're going to quickly do some guides for new players so they can actually find Dagath and know what we're talking about first. See it, the build if you're jumping there. If not, hang out and we'll tell you all about how to get her. So as you can see here, you can buy Dagath for platinum, of course. If you want to build her, though, you're going to have to go get a clan that and either build or have a Dagath Hollow dojo room. So I'll show you that right now. Alright, so once you're in your clan dojo, don't worry if it's not as fancy as this one. If you have to build the room, you have to build the room, but if it's already built, you'll see Dagath Hollow at the bottom of the fast travel menu here. This will let you get both Dagath and her signature weapon, the Doorclave. And in here, it will cost you a total of 60,000 credits to replicate all these blueprints. Once you've replicated all these blueprints, you just come to your foundry and you'll see these. Now, a lot of these are just very common resources. You should be able to figure out circuits and gallium and all that, but you'll notice these vein thorn things that are from Orkin Defixios in the Abyssal Zone on Ceres. If you hop over to your navigation, you're probably, if you're a new player, going to look at Ceres, and you will not see this over here for the Abyssal Zone. Basically, you need to get rank 5 in your syndicate and buy these Abyssal Beacons to get these. I believe you can trade these from other people, though, and everyone who goes on the mission has to bring one of these. You can't share them, and there is no matchmaking. In the mission itself, it's an exterminate with a couple of things. It's not that hard to figure out. It's actually pretty well directed, but it's finding the mission to start with is the big thing that can kick you in the ass when you're trying to link Dagath.
Do not drink the kabuchi.
So jumping right into it with Dagath's passive, 35% chance that your orbs are 300% more effective. Not a whole lot to explain there. I believe that one weirdly does not work with equilibrium, like the 300, the extra health won't convert to energy with equilibrium. I'm not sure about the purple shards, to be honest. Oops. Moving on to her weird size. That's her first ability. Spin the size around you, then they kind of throw off at people. Anyone hit by them gets forced viral, which is a big thing. They will spread and extend doom, which we'll talk about in a second. And they also do a slow. So Dagath kind of ends up having to be a melee focus because she has to get right in at the enemies. You can't really effectively throw them off. They have a little bit of a homing on their targeting that can be thrown off with some Warframes like Hydroid and Korra, who do ragdoll things that make the enemies untargetable by homing attacks. Long-standing bug, D's only sort of have kind of maybe managed to clean up a few instances of it, and not the weird size. Popping back in. Doom. This is kind of what I would call Dagath's signature ability. The weird size are helmets, by the way. It's actually fairly nice if you want to helmet something on the Garuda, for instance, or anyone else that you need to. It's a big melee type that you want to throw viral on. Doom, though, is Dagath's signature thing. So, you can see there's some stuff about damage redirection there, along with the more regular stats. Basically, you see these guys get this little scythe on them. Some amount of your damage will be stored in that scythe. It's like an investment fund where someone copies your contributions. At the end of the duration, or if you deal enough damage that the damage would kill them, the scythe will just immediately hit them with viral damage. And execute them. It's hard to explain. Not that you'll see it here, but it'll also spread or get extended by that being shot. Things will spread it out to other nearby enemies, so you can keep one Doom combo going pretty steady. Overall, the effect is actually what kind of similar to what old Viral did. It's a roundabout way of doing it where they effectively just have 30% less health or 20% less health, depending on your power strength. Overall, just effectively think of it as a damage multiplier. And you'll occasionally just see the enemies like fall over when you get them to like half health or a third of their health, because that just immediately kicks in and executes them. Grave Spirit. Dagath gets this big critical damage bonus, which is doubled if the enemy is also affected by Doom. The time invulnerable is the augmented version, so I will probably swap that off for a second here and show you the unaugmented version first. So you can see at the top I've got a 92% critical multiplier. Have to get crits here, but some of the guys dying from the Doom and the gas comboing together. The other big thing about that is if you take lethal damage, come on guys, you come back to life in this mode where everything you kill you get some life steal. Anything you kill drops health orbs. Has a nice little chance to try and regenerate yourself. My weapon is very much, by the way, built to have the Viral and Doom going on. The Augment mod. For that, you don't get the cheat death anymore. Instead, you just get a duration-based version. And while that duration's going, you automatically inflict Doom by dealing any attack. So you can see I'll just suddenly start putting scythes on everyone. Now the problem with this is it also gives it a cooldown, which you can reduce. It reduces by 1 second for each person you kill. So in a mission, Dagath will be able to pretty much put it back on instantly. The magic of editing, you didn't get to hear that coughing fit. Her fourth ability is her throwing horses at people. Sadly, despite many requests, D has not yet let you ride the horses. Maybe that'll, I keep saying that should be the augment, where she just kind of goes forward with them or something and does a heavy attack or what have you. Basically, the horses just deal a giant ton of damage. They will inflict viral damage. I believe they do status, even though it's not mentioned as well. And they strip the defenses of doomed enemies. By it means armor and shields. So we bring back our boys here. And they'll just kind of run along. Sometimes they go through walls, sometimes they don't. You see, they did relatively high amount of damage, but if we throw some Doom on, then they'll also go through armor. Basically a big nuke. The horses are often the one that people will helmet off, if anything, just because they're kind of slow. Armor strips, easy to get in a lot of different ways, and you can just use this version to do viral and things. And that's the basics of Dagath. So let's dive into the build. So I've actually got two Dagath builds. This is kind of a more very generalized hybrid one. No augment involved. We got Steadfast so we can spam it or abilities. Brief Respite will give us some shield gates, though not when the Steadfast kicks in, so again, you can tweak this either way you want. If you want shield gating permanently and you're just going to cast Scythe and Doom over and over again, don't put the Steadfast in because that will screw that up.
And is therefore reluctant to allow animals on board. In Ordis's experience, animals do not eat so much as reload.
Thank you for that contribution, Ordis. My ship has there's like 9 animals on this ship, so you're out of luck. Yeah. Arcane Steadfast will prevent the shield gating because it reduces the cost of the abilities, but otherwise all this stuff will do it. Equilibrium is just to use our orb pickups, particularly should we happen to die. Then our 3 will trigger and we'll turn into that invulnerable mode. Got the 2 Umbrals because Dagath has really high health, but not so greatish armor. You can mod her for armor if you want, but in which case, probably could take out the Prime Flow and use Arcane Battery or something, but put in our Umbral Fiber. Arcane Guardian just gives her some extra tankiness on the health. Over to this other config here, this is the one for the augment. Basically, this gives you a lot more automation. Just you have to keep recasting this. With your Doom, you don't have to cast Doom at all. You can literally helmet it off and put something else in if you want. Not that I have, because I honestly don't engage too much with the helmet system. This one you can see we've put a little more range in. That's for our weird Scythe. And our Doom that gets spread around. We do have Duration is a pretty high one, because now that 3 is a duration-based ability. The rest didn't change too much at all. I can honestly go either way with the ones I use. This one I get a little more use out of, I'd say, because I can get critical damage from a lot of different places. There's Galvanized Steel now, there's the Companion mod, Tenacious Bond for doing it, there's Purple Shards. It's very easy to shove lots of critical damage in, so I don't need 100% uptime on critical damage. I'd rather have the on-demand invulnerability and the ability to just passively put the Doom on enemies. So that's the simple build. I'll dive into a Steel Path mission here in just a second, but if you want to check out now, thanks for watching. Remember to do the subscribe, like, follow, all that sort of fun stuff to see more. I think the next video coming out is going to be a little chit-chat about Valkyr, and then next week we'll actually have an Atlas guide, and then there's our ongoing series of building random goofy Archimedia picks. And we will see you then. Oh, I'm actually an idiot. Dagath, Storeclave, signature weapon. Unique trait Rising Vendetta. After 10 kills, it gains plus 50% follow through, so it does the same damage to all the enemies it's hitting. If you're not familiar with follow through, when you hit an enemy normally, you deal 100% damage to them. If you hit 2 enemies, the second one takes the follow through amount of damage. So this will just make it basically a laser. It'll just cut through all the enemies for the same amount of damage for the next 10 attacks. It also significantly boosts its status chance. Then Dagath also heals a little bit for each stacked of status effect on struck enemies. It's a weaker version of healing return built in. On this, probably there's a few things I might change in this. Generally speaking, it works. It's a very status-based weapon. We're using it to inflict gas and electric. Might suggest going with blast or viral if you're particularly barred. Or no, blast or gas, because Dagath does the viral. can tell I'm haven't quite had my coffee this morning. Then yeah, we got some critical damage because it will get crits. It's fairly fast attacking, and we're trying to build up a combo with this as well. Also, speaking of combos, I tend to use Naramount on Dagath just to keep my combo up. I can obviously see the argument for using Zenrik on her just to make sure she always has energy as well. Alright. Got right into it here, apparently. So yeah, pretty much try and keep the invulnerability up as much as possible. If you want doom spreading on all your enemies, hit them with some size. If it's a particularly big group or a long hallway, you can shoot some horses. There's Hildren off. Hildren and Calero are off in some other room. Got to turn solo on, but hogging all the spawns, guys.
All manner of Oricon technology may work here due to the circulus's proximity.
Yeah, we're spreading gas, we're spreading electric, viral. We've got the doom thing going on. He got killed by the doom before I could actually finish her Q on him. This is pretty much par for the course. We got our spirit back. Sandy dealing with this Leech Xmas who just melted like nothing. As you can tell, once we actually get some combo going, unlike the Simulacrum, we're just chewing through these guys. So I'll probably let you guys go. We'll pick back up when an Acolyte shows up. Seeks only profit. He uses you. I don't know where this Acolyte is. They honestly meant, yeah, they just killed him. I think by now, if you're a long follower of the channel, you probably know that an Acolyte basically doesn't stand up to anyone, so. Alright, if you have enjoyed this video, just another gentle reminder, doing my, YouTube duty to remind you to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Got a whole pile of new Warframe stuff coming up soon, so, and stuff to talk about on the way to that. So, that will be on the channel for you, since I assume you're a Warframe person if you've watched this video this far. Also do have some other Let's Plays and checking out demos and things too, so you can stick around if you'd like some variety as well. Thanks for watching though, and we will see you next time.